So, I really don't know how to start this video off. So I'm gonna just kind of ad lib here with some points. If you've paid attention to the comic book community within the last 10 years or so, especially on YouTube, you would have come across the comic historian, also known as Benny Potter. He'd always do full stories about comics on his channel, or telling the history of things or how things are. And he's a very vocal and true to himself individual with his content. He would use the platform and always push out information for people, fans, friends, family, probably. Although I've never met Benny, I felt like I knew him. I feel like he's a friend, just like a distance one. I mean, throughout the start of my high school years, back in 2016 to my present day in life, Benny's been there. Out of everybody that I've ever watched, paid attention to, had fallen off on YouTube, Benny's been the constant one. At least every day, almost every week, if that. He was giving me entertainment and helping me expand my kind of growing knowledge of comics, because I never read them as I was younger. I picked them up kind of my freshman to junior year, through that time frame, to where now I'm visiting comic shops like every other week now, picking up my pull list. So, Benny never seemed to be scared or worried in giving his opinions, especially on podcasts he had done throughout the year. And I kind of just want to take the time to talk about him and kind of how he affected my life. As a kid, like I said, I always liked superheroes, and I would always steal from my dad's boxes and flip through the pages. Wasn't, again, through my freshman or sophomore year till I had started my own comic book collection, though. And so I'd always be watching Benny with my dad on the living room couch. The first video I recall watching of his, though, was the one with All the Lanterns Corps Explained. And that was kind of just how I got my knowledge from time to time. Because I had these encyclopedias, like a Marvel encyclopedia, DC one, and I was skimmed through them, but they were dated. By 2015, they were dated. So you can kind of see the issue here. But that's what Benny did for me, his ability to transport kind of these stories to me, with these characters and whatnot. He got me into DC Rebirth. I didn't really like New 52 at the time. I got into that late, and then he got me into Rebirth, and I went crazy on those books, I won't lie. I have a shit ton of them. So through the years, I obviously followed along with him. And, over the time I picked up things and learned about him, and he would tell times where he would serve in the military, and he seemed very proud of that. Talking about how he wouldn't have time to read comics or whatnot, so he would have them sent to him. Even though he'd be reading older ones, he'd still be reading comics when he could. Fast forward to the early days of comic story, though. Those were some pretty amazing times, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I think honestly, you know what? Fuck it. My favorite times paying attention to Benny had to be when he was talking with his podcasts, where it was Absolute Comics, the Rob and Benny Experiment. You have did I say Comic Experiment? I don't know. Absolute Comics. You get the point. The point is, whether or not I'd be at school, work, or shit, even fucking sleeping, bro, Benny was there. I would wake up in the middle of my goddamn night to comic storying videos playing on my TV. I have a screenshot of videos that just played while I was sleeping. I can throw that up right now. I'll go back in the history and they're all there. And I'm like, damn, I just ran through like 6 hours of freaking stories. Um, so yeah, he's always kind of been there. The chemistry with him and his friends, though, honestly, was the peak for me. I'd love his opinions and how he'd like be so like blunt about them. Oftentimes, a lot of his people have been talking how he's like, you'll know when he's in the room, he's the loudest person, and that is 100% true. You can tell that even through a freaking little phone screen or a computer monitor, man. And what's the best thing about him? He would be so energetic and everything. He'd talk about how he'd be having to listen to music or watching videos while he'd be doing his podcast because he has a hard time focusing. And I can somewhat kind of relate to that because I had ADHD or have ADHD. So, it's just little things like that you'd pick up on. But, without him, it just kind of feels lost, bruh. It don't feel right. It don't feel right now that he's gone, bruh. I sit there and I think about it, and I kind of try to take my mind off of it. It just kind of sit there, and then it happens to pop in my head again. I'm like, it's so fucking unreal, bro. How somebody's so fucking caring and loving and friendly, even if you don't know the fucking person, can affect your life. Bro really fucking helped me and changes my life, bro. Like, I wouldn't have this fucking passion, bro. Like, I know some people use it as a hobby, but this comic books and superheroes are a big part of my fucking life. And I really don't fucking know where I'd be without it. I don't know who I'd be. I definitely would not fucking be me, man. This channel wouldn't be what it is. I built this channel up the fucking backbone of wanting to do shit with friends and family and create what I want. And I feel like I've been pretty consistent with that. And I gotta give fucking Betty credit for that. Gotta give him some fucking credit for that one. I think some of my favorite parts, though, the Dungeons and Ale and the D&D superhero games he'd do, where Booster Gold's traversing through, like, dimensions or multiverses and shit, or time. Those are... I'm sad that one ended. I'm not gonna lie. That one kind of fucked with me. I was like, damn, bro. Come on, people view this more so I can watch this, because this is nice. He had his fucking hot sauces, man. Man was making fucking hot sauce so I could support a channel. Like, isn't that some fucking crazy shit? To have your own fucking hot sauce and put it in stores. Another thing that you could tell Benny was fucking proud about, bro, was being able to work with his brother Andy on the podcast with Dan and him. Carrie would pop in sometimes, but the fact that these two brothers, bro, got to work together, I just know that had to fill his fucking heart with happiness, bro. Man, fucking Benny was... I swear to God, I feel like I know him. It's not gonna feel the same. I know they're gonna continue the channel, and that's honestly one of the nicest things I could hear, but they gotta take their time to mourn and figure out how to move on without him. And all I can do is fucking wish all of them the best wishes. I'm gonna leave this video off, reiterating his wife's, Natalie's words. Uh, so here we go. Ben spent over 10 years spreading his love and appreciation for his hobbies. It was through his love for exciting stories and well-written characters that got him started on YouTube. We want to keep that going to honor him by continuing to tell great stories by great people, as well as keep the memory of our own very own superhero alive. I'm gonna miss you, Benny, and it's not gonna feel the same.